that draw felt like a loss, honestly. That was not a good performance from Real Madrid. Yeah, I'm starting to get worried about this team. Unless we're playing Valencia at home, we just seem to really struggle against any team that can defend well. We've won most of our games this season, but most of them have been by one goal. We don't score enough goals. We don't create enough opportunities. We're very predictable. I'm starting to worry a bit about Xabi Alonso, I've got to say, in terms of being able to change a game in the second half. We could see at half time this needed to change, and yet he didn't really make any substitutions until the 70th minute, bringing Ceballos on. Obviously, he changed Militao at half time, but and I'm talking attacking opportunities. We've got Enric on the bench. We've got Gonzalo Garcia on the bench. I don't know if it's because of Vinny throwing his tantrum in the Barcelona game, because since then we've lost 2 of the last 3 games, and Vinny hasn't been substituted. I mean, what is the point of having great crosses of the ball, like Arda Güler or Trent Alexander-Arnold, if there's no one in the box to cross to? Yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, let's get into the game, but I'm annoyed with the performance. So I shall put the starting lineup on the screen here. A few changes going into this game. No Militao, he was on the bench, and Asensio's got starting opportunity. Obviously, Tchouaméni is injured at the moment, so Camavinga stepped up, and Brahim got a start, which is not so common for him. Yeah, so we basically played a 4-3-3. Bellingham played a lot deeper in the first half compared to the second half. I've said quite a lot on this channel. Our attack is very one-dimensional. Brahim, Vinny, and Mbappe are all dribblers. They all like the ball to the feet. None of them running behind very often. None of them are an aerial threat. It's very similar, our attack. And then again, Mastantuono on the bench, Rodrigo, all dribblers. We've got no target men. We've got no one who really wants to be in the box. Oh, we do actually. He's called Gonzalo Garcia, but for some reason he doesn't get an opportunity. But I wasn't too disappointed with the starting lineup, to be honest. On that first half, the only chances I can really remember are Asensio, and I think Vinny had a chance in the first half, but it was Rayo. Credit to Rayo, they have been a team in the last few years that are so difficult to play away from home. And I'm pretty sure I read a statistic that they ran 4 kilometres more than us in the first half. It was a really poor performance in the first half. Too many individuals. Vinicius had a terrible game, kept losing the ball, constantly kept making the wrong decisions. Mbappe invisible, completely invisible. He doesn't seem to understand when to come and get the ball, and when he does need to hold the ball up, he can't do it. He makes flicks or he just gives the ball away. We were so careless in possession. We gave the ball back so easily, and there's just a lack of leaders on this pitch. And I often felt that the players were in the wrong position at the wrong time when you wanted them. They were, when you needed someone in the box, there was no one there. When you wanted someone to make a run, they came short. It was just there was a lack of so much in that first half. I'm trying to look for some positives from the first half. I thought Asensio had a good game. Huijsen didn't have a very good game. He misplaced a lot of passing. Huijsen's a tricky one because I really like that he's got the courage to play these kind of passes, and I actually don't mind if they don't come off because we haven't got Toni Kroos anymore, so we haven't got that midfielder who's going to be able to hit those, risky passes, let's say. So I don't mind Huijsen trying things, but sometimes he's so off with his passing sometimes, and the problem is because he's playing the ball in very dangerous areas. If he doesn't get it right, the opposing team can be in with a really good chance to score. So he's still young, and it's his first season. But I don't know if it was because of the yellow card. It might have been, but I was quite glad that he got substituted in that at half time. I think he's going for a bit of a rough patch at the moment, and maybe we need Rudiger back, and maybe he needs to have a little bit of a break because he started the season so well, and I'm still very, very high on Huijsen. Don't get me wrong, but he's just going through a rough patch at the moment. Who else had a decent game in that first half? That's basically it, right? I thought Brahim kept trying. To be fair, he had some okay moments, but I'm clutching at straws, aren't I? It was a shit first half. Thankfully, though, after the dreadful first half, Xavi saw what was happening and he came out with a lot more energy in the second half. He changed things around a little bit. He made some adjustments. No, he didn't. What am I talking about? It was exactly the same. I couldn't believe it. Apart from Militao coming on, he changed nothing. He changed nothing from that first half, and I was so disappointed to see that he. You can have a bad first half; it happens in football, no problem. But a great manager adjusts, and Xavi didn't adjust in this game, and that's what's really frustrating. We're very one-trick pony-ish, let's say. Why is it when the opposing team has a corner or a free kick, I feel a little bit nervous. I feel like, oh, we're very vulnerable at conceding from set pieces. I always feel like the opposing team has an opportunity to score. When we have a corner or a set piece, I never feel like we're going to score. Boy, do I miss having Sergio Ramos in this team, because every time he was on the pitch, I felt like we had the opportunity to score from a corner or a set piece. We're very much circulate possession, give the ball to Vinny, let him try and dribble against three players. He'll probably lose the ball, maybe try and dive for a free kick or something. It's very repetitive the way we play. We don't score from crosses. We don't really have the world-class dribblers that can deal in tight spaces. We're very good at counter-attacks when there's space. We've got a lot of pace. But apart from Brahim and, Bellingham at times, Bellingham is pretty good at dribbling in tight areas. But if a team packs the box, we're really in trouble when it comes to breaking teams down. It's definitely time now for Trent to step up. It's definitely not been his fault so far, his Real Madrid career, but he has pretty much done fuck all since he joined. Obviously, he's been injured for a lot of that, and now he is back. Xavi is still opting to choose Valverde, but I think after the international break, we need to get Trent some run of games. We need to see what he can do. He was one of our big summer signings, and he's done nothing so far in his Real Madrid career. So, yeah, that needs to happen. Alonso, there's a lot of question marks about Alonso, I still think now, because we got destroyed against Atletico, we lost against Liverpool, we beat Barcelona, but it was a weakened Barcelona team. We haven't dominated many games. During the Club World Cup, we saw a lot of positives. We saw a lot of changes from Ancelotti's team. He moved players around. We seemed to be a very different team, and there were a lot of goodwill going into Xabi Alonso's first season. But since then, he seems to become a little bit predictable. He's got a plan A, but he doesn't seem to have a plan B. I think in 4 games this season that we've gone behind, he's only come back in 2 of them, and one of them was against Marseille, in which we had like 2 penalties. So if things are not going well, he doesn't seem to be able to adjust. So yeah, a lot to work on from Alonso as well. I think I'm going to end it here because there's not much else to talk about. We've got the international break now, so players can get some rest. And yeah, look forward to the Elche game in a few weeks. Thanks for watching, everyone.